nice if just like, I don't even know what we'd do if we came to work one day and every employee was here.
Fall out. I would. I'd be like, damn.
We're all here, aren't they? Who's missing?
Kim's not here.
Kim ain't here, Noonie ain't here.
Kim.
That's what I said to you. I'm like, who the fuck is Kim?
Who the fuck is Kim?
You
So
say
over here
Kim.
beside me, it's home.
You say Kim, and I think Austin.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, Austin hadn't worked here in years.
She was on my live feed last night. I guess I don't have her banned on that account. Said a few things, but I'm gonna finish it up.
We had 3 people late yesterday. 2 people didn't come in and 1 left on. 3 people didn't, and then 1 left on.
That new girl?
She said she worked for us. Were you standing there when I had the conversation with her? I'm like, which one of you? Who's looking for work? Both of us. I'm like, can you sew? She goes, yeah, I worked for you before. I'm like, okay, why do you not work here anymore? She goes, my boyfriend was an asshole. I think that's what she. I don't know what the deal was. I'm like, all right, go ahead and sit down. What? I go, you said you want to work. I go, you don't really want to work.
I'll go just come out for an interview. That's what most people say.
Yeah.
I just come out for the interview.
I'm like, what do? I'm a mechanic. I'm like you can tear that 6.0 motor down and fucking work on it, mechanic? Well, small boat motor. I'm like, I go, for every one of you, I need 6 of them. But I don't know.
We don't have any small boat motors.
Yeah, go get some more girlfriends. Go get some more girlfriends. I got a bunch of dirt bikes that need carburetor work done.
So where is he?
We told him I didn't need him.
Oh, he
I
left?
just took him. No, he's outside
Oh,
where
okay.
he should be. You know, while
Oh, I didn't know.
your woman's. I don't get these people that come to work. We get all these people come in and want to work. And literally bring their fucking family with them. Like,
Oh, damn
3 of them will
family.
walk through the door and just fucking meander around the building.
Yeah.
Remember that Mexican girl that came in here that had the really long hair? And she had like 5 kids out in the minivan in the parking lot while she was sitting
The
here
crazy, the doped out one.
Yeah, the crazy
The one that
dope.
kept taking her fucking shoes off and
Yeah,
doing
that
it. John's like, if I can see you.
The first time she came
just like,
the first time she came in, she just came in and, you know, John does what he does, and he's like, okay, get on a sewing machine. But she was sewing for like an hour and a half.
And I don't think she ran the machine for that whole hour and a half.
And Curtis goes outside, he's like, comes back in, he's like, you know there's a minivan out back with like 5 kids climbing over seats and going bananas. She just let her kids out there.
vegetables out there.
I'm sure she's still out there. Let's go throw her ass in the bag and take her to rehab.
Huh?
Let's go snatch her up and drop her off at rehab.
She ain't ready to play.
Put her in lockdown rehab.
She won't be ready to get playing until she loses some kids.
If you,
And has no income. Those kids are her income.
how long, if you were forced to be clean, I know everybody says you have to be clean, but let's say you were forced to be clean. So let's say I locked you in a room for a month.
Okay, let's, all right. What am I coming off? What am I off of? What's my addiction? You're talking about meth? It don't make a fuck. It ain't gonna do nothing to him. It will not kill you getting off meth. He would smoke meth for 100 fucking days and not ever smoke it again, and it's not gonna do a damn thing to you. You don't need medication. You don't need a fucking thing but a sandwich and a fucking nap to get your shit back together.
But as soon as they hit the street,
You
they're going
can
to
quit. You can quit cold turkey. Waverly did. After 15 years, he quit cold turkey. I didn't, but he did. It was just like, fuck it, I'm not doing it.
I'm just saying, how long would you have to hold on to them after they're clean? Because, you know, after they're clean, how long would you have to hold on to them before they would
the rest of my
immediately
life.
want to run out and go get
Well, I mean, I would still, if I was hanging around with those people, and my life was still like that. I mean, it would just be a matter of time. I mean, you never change everything,
Think about
or it's
this.
just going to keep happening, no matter how long they're clean.
Jen, crazy Jen, was clean for 18 months at least because she was with me fucking 24 hours a day, right? As soon as I fucking left, she went back to went to the club or something, had a beer, and before you know it, she's twacked out of her mind again.
I mean, you have to. I mean, after so long of keeping them confined and away from all that bullshit, but then it's up to them. You know, you can't really say. Because like you said, even after months and months and months, it just takes that one opportune time. And They're
and
fucking,
then to want to do it.
yeah, and they're fucking,
It's like
right
these
now I would
cakes.
hurt somebody if they fucking got to do some shit like that.
It's like these
You
cakes
know
in
what I'm
here.
saying? For real. Like you just want like all the life.
I don't want to say it's like cake.
Yeah, it's like fucking cake.
Well, it's not. What would it be any different?
I went.
Because if John said tomorrow, here's the thing. If John said tomorrow we're not going to eat cake.
I didn't eat cake for like fucking 90
That's what I'm
days.
saying. But if John said tomorrow we're not going to eat cake, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Because you get cake other places.
No, I don't.
John's not your supplier.
I do not get cake anywhere else. You know, since I have been in Tennessee, the only cake I have ever had has been in this building.
Really?
100%.
Ah, you've had
Gina,
dessert when we've
that-
gone out. Gina makes all that shit.
What?
You
Well,
don't eat her shit?
Huh?
You don't eat what she makes?
She
I
does
mean,
not
just-
make. She does not
She
make.
doesn't bake
any,
that much?
No,
You
no.
mean any more?
Oh, well, I thought she
Anymore,
really,
maybe.
really, I did.
Yeah,
I
well,
thought
that's
she
what I'm
baked all the
saying.
time.
And, you know, in the last 2 years, I
She
have
was
not.
the dealer at that time.
But the thing is, I'm not eating nothing. No, I'm not eating nothing bad till my birthday, right?
Uh-huh.
I went like 90 days, didn't eat nothing, like fucking nothing, hardly even any carbs till my birthday, right? 90 days. And then we had that fucking candy video, and I'm looking around because I know the fucking crack is in the refrigerator. I know where it was hidden. So I come in and I'm looking. I'm like, I'll see one.
Mm.
And then boom, it all unraveled. Fucking cakes, fucking cookies, fucking all
Homemade
kinds of shit.
cinnamon rolls.
Homemade cinnamon rolls.
One's from the can with the metal still on the bottom.
I like those ones.
So John's back to being your cake dealer? Is that what you're saying? I mean, you'd be fine if it's John's fault that you're eating cake? Because you
No,
otherwise
it's
wouldn't
I
have
eat the
seen it?
cake
But
because.
if he eats cake, it makes it more okay for me to eat.
Oh.
So,
Nobody wants to stand and
but
eat
what I'm
cake by
saying is
themselves.
tomorrow.
Except for Sebastian.
What I'm saying is tomorrow, if you said that I can't have cake,
He'd be okay.
I'd be fine.
Until somebody brought some cake around.
No, I mean that's a different.
It's like
That's
pussy.
it's a personal
You go
decision.
on deployment. No, well, there is pussy on deployment. Though.
Yeah, there
I would
is.
say federal prison. There's pussy in federal prison.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting any of it. My roommate was banging the shit out of the warden's daughter. But the fucking second I wasn't, like, I was out, I'd like, you're back to pussy. It's not the same thing.
No, because I'll be an addict.
And it's not the way I say it, I just mean like, you know.
What he means, what he
If
really,
I have a piece of cake, here's the thing: if I have a piece of cake, or even if I eat a whole cake, I'm not going to alienate all my family, friends, ruin my children's lives. It's not going to. The consequences of eating a piece of cake are not nearly as much as if I was to do a line of coke right now.
I think what he's asking though is if we snatch a drug addict up, and put them in a cage, and nurtured them and cared for them, how long do we have to fucking babysit them until we can let them out on their own and them not be an addict
Probably
anymore?
about 18 months. You know what I'm saying? Of confinement, of 18 months. And then you can barely let them out. You might get to let them leave the rape shack to come in here to go to work, and that's it.
And the second,
And then a little bit, like 6 months down the road, they may be able to go to Walmart.
But the thing is, the second they're out on their own and they see one of those shitbag friends, or they go seeking out those shitbag friends, they're going to be right back in the fucking same shit again, but worse.
Yeah, because I was clean for 20 months. Yeah, was clean for 20 months, and circumstances changed, and then it was like no matter of 2 days, smoked fucking 8 ball, and then there I went again until 2005, October the 11th, 2005 was my clean day.
That's when I was coming home.
So, and I've been clean since then. So it's just hard to say. I mean, it just depends on the individual, really. Really. We can do kidnapping, though.
You just need to, not a kidnapping, intervention.
Interdiction.
Alright, you can do an intervention then.
An intervention.
Whatever the
Not
fuck you wanna call
kidnapping.
it.
Just an intervention.
We could probably get it court sanctioned.
If
Let's go have lunch with the judge.
If we-
Hey, look, we're going to go do this thing.
we just have a solid business plan, I'll bet the city would buy us that hotel.
I'll bet the families would pay us.
That's what I'm saying, though. If you had a solid business plan, I'll bet they would buy us that hotel. It'd be like, if you're going to run a treatment program in this town, this is what you need. They probably would.
High intensity confinement.
Because almost all your drug treatment programs even the ones in La Jolla where the rich people are going are subsidized. There's a government check going to them.
And they got all those beds are rented out 20 times. It's like a halfway house.
Yeah.
You're bummed out you didn't get to be a drill instructor, aren't you?
Not in the least bit.
That's because that's what you're going to be here.
Not in the least bit.
That's what's going to happen.
Not a drill instructor. I would be a crisis counselor. It's different.
Way different. Counselor.
Crisis counselor.
I'd be like good for probably 2 days, and I'm like, yeah, you should probably go kill yourself. Like
that's the hard part. The hard part
because that's what I'm like. This is hopeless.
The hard part is
here. Walk out this door.
The hard part is having the empathy. Like my mom did it for Jesus. I think she had to work a crash for 30 plus years, and she would take me there, and they would have group. So it's just like an AA, but they would have group, and those people would go insane in the group, like scream, and like I would, because at that place. So by the time I was going there, I think my mom was probably the senior counselor, and so she would be like, "You got to sit in my office. I'm going to go do group." So I would be in a completely different other room, and you would hear these grown-ass adults screaming at each other like bloody murder, and I was so scared for my mom. She would be all alone in there with 12 fucking addicts, just having meltdowns. Yeah. And just having the empathy to be able to do that day in and day out, I couldn't do it.
30, 40 years ago, they'd have put them in asylums.
Yeah.
And then medicate them.
Well, maybe not 30 years ago, because that's when crash started.
And then medicate them to the point they just drool. And then it literally would have to be, they would belong in an asylum at that point.
Have you seen, so Cookie's thing is, when Cookie said the Waverly is closed, it's definitely wrong. Because I have been getting ads.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, Waverly's not closed.
Who said that? Somebody said I
thought
they were closed.
They're not closed. The dude that bought it had hopes of converting it to a hotel and a little museum and a restaurant and shit. He never got any investors.
Well, I've been getting ads.
Yeah, it's wide open.
Yeah, it's
ads for going in to go there.
Cool.
Have you seen the
overnight one and
the
Halloween one?
Have you seen the double pictures that they're doing?
No.
So basically, they take a picture. They take a picture of a hallway, and then they have a picture right next to it of what it was like with the patients in it.
Oh, got it.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, like there's one. I guess there's one wall that has a bunch of windows on it, and they would wheel the patients on beds and sit them in front of the windows so they could look outside.
There's about 12 videos right now. A lady, I want to say she's 83 years old, who was a patient at the Waverly. One of the few patients ever to have left the Waverly. And there's several interviews with her on YouTube. If you just search Waverly, you'll find them. They're really good. She's talking about her day-to-day shit, when her family would come visit, patients that died.
What was she there for?
Tuberculosis. But so her thing was like, you didn't know. Like when they would test you for tuberculosis, they would when you test positive, they'd call you back and be like, hey, we just need to discuss some things. We need to go over these test results. Well, what is it? Oh, we just need you to come in and talk to us. Like, and then they would mob you and you're there. Like you're locked down, you can't leave, you have tuberculosis, there's no cure for it. And they did a ton of fucking experiments and shit on those people. Removing ribs, putting they would inflate one lung, they would cut a lung open and fill it up. The first ones they did, like the first dozen or so, they filled them with lead bullets was the first thing. And then they used something like golf balls, they tried ping pongs, they had something that would inflate. Sometimes they would leave the chest cavity open so that it could expand. There was a lot of shit, man. And then there's a lot of speculation as to what happened when tuberculosis was cured. They continued to use it and it kind of became an asylum. A lot of people say that, but a lot of people say that was not the case. And then the numbers, they say there's like 10,000 people buried there, but the numbers are actually upwards of fucking 200, 300,000. Like, when they say in the graves, all the sites are there, they're all unmarked. It's fucking pretty wild.
Let's do like the Titanic. Let's get that old lady and take her back.
Well, they did. That's what they did. Yeah, that's what these videos are. Like, she's in there. Yeah, it's well done. I don't know if she's still alive. The videos were a few years old.
98, she had TV.
No. Oh, 98 years old.
Yeah.
I think it was 80. I think it was 83 years old, and had TB. But they filmed the films were shot. Just the videos were shot just a couple of years ago. She was still alive.
I mean, even if like she'd gotten over all the symptoms, and shit, like it shaves years off your life. You know what I mean? Like there's no.
Well, I mean, it just depends. It's all.
I guess so.
Well, it's 100%. It's 100% about your genetics. Period.
I guess so.
Your genetics.
I think a lot of us have the will to live.
Your genetics will determine how long you're going to go.
Forever.
Because you think about, in, you know, the 1800s and shit, everybody had TV. There was still even TV. There was still a survival rate. I was just thinking about. They talked about all the people that had venereal disease.
Yeah.
Like so, all
they're sticking mercury up their dicks and shit.
well, I was watching the movie Silverado.